Good morning. Another video about smart gardening, which to me means simple, easy, quick, and all that. No hassle. Otherwise, it's not smart. Today I'm gonna tell you something very simple, which is like a watering reminder for your potted plants. And by that, I'll show you what I mean. It's extremely simple and easy. But also this watering reminder serves for two other purposes. One is for mulching your pot, partially. The other one is aesthetics. You make your pot more beautiful by not exposing so much soil. And it's very easy to understand and to do. So let's go and I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, all these are roses, and if you're into roses, you probably know that they need a lot of watering and quite a bit of fertilizing. But they give you such beauty and pleasure that it's worth the care, I think. So anyway, this little thing here is a spearmint. I think I mentioned in another video that they're my favorite herbs, and for many reasons. To begin with, they smell out of this world. But to me, they serve as another purpose. They're so thirsty. It's unbelievable. You have to keep watering them all the time. So if you don't and they dry, they just wilt immediately. So what do? In all the big plants, potted plants, I just put a little pot of spearmint. And I don't have to worry about the rose underneath it or behind it. The moment the spearmint wilts, I know that this whole pot needs water. So visually I'm reminded. So as I walk around every day to my garden, I always look at everything and I'm reminded instantly. I don't have to put my finger in there or anything like that. So there, here, this is the original pot. And I just stick this pot there. Now, by watering this, I also water the rose underneath, because I water the spearmint quite heavily, and of course the water drips below and goes to the rose as well, so which is great. But also I make the pot much more beautiful because I make it fuller. When you look at it, you don't see it soil or mulch or anything like that. You see greenery, which is much more beautiful. And also partially you can, this little pot mulches the pot in a way, because weeds don't go underneath, they go around it, but it makes the surface smaller, so you have to weed less. And I think you should always put a pot, never. There's a lot of videos about companion plants that you can actually, next to tomatoes you can plant this, next to roses you can plant this, and blah, 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 blah. What I strongly recommend is you don't plant directly in the pot, but you plant in a small pot, like this one here, and then place it in the bigger pot. The reason for this is the roots don't interfere with the big plant. It doesn't drain any nutrients or humidity or anything like that. So, and you can always move it. A few weeks ago, we planted some oregano as companion plants to a lot of roses and some vines. And then after a while, we noticed that the roots became like cement. They were like so strong and so compact and tough. So we said, hell, if this goes in a pot, it's going to ruin the rose eventually, or the vine, because it takes over. So instead of doing that, we plant in a little pot and we place the pot into the big pot. So all these here, as you can see, they're all spearmints. There's roses here and more spearmints. Here's another example of what I'm talking about. There's another rose, beautiful pink rose, and we put a spearmint pot inside. Okay. What else? Look at these roses. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. So I'm going off subject as usual. But what the hell, if you don't enjoy looking at roses, it's your problem. Okay, this is another principle of this. Here we're using rosemary instead of spearmint, and rosemary is not as sensitive in any way as spearmint as far as watering goes, so it's not very good for a watering reminder, but we didn't have a mint available then, so we just put it here and it makes the pot look much nicer. Same principle here. Okay, this is a beautiful grapevine that's going up to the moon. Yeah. And in the pot I have some lilies planted, some bulbs I brought from Holland. And in the front, in the pot again, is my little spearmint. It was watered yesterday, so it looks great. The moment it wilts, I know I have to do something about it and water the big mama plant. So basically that's it. Just do it.